Hello there. How are you today? My name is Olamide Adeleke. I trust you're well. I'm grateful for the privilege of being ushered into a brand new day. And I'm sure you are grateful as well. Without much further ado, let's get right into it. Today, I'll be reviewing lessons learned from the book Traditions of Wealth. And I'll be dropping some of my ideas based on the principles stated in this book. Principle 1. Strive to become financially independent. To achieve financial independence, you actually need a plan. Nothing actually works without a plan. You need a plan. And the plan to achieve financial independence are 1. You must adhere to the ethics of work and discipline. You must have a long-term perspective. That's point 2. And you must position yourself on the right side of compounding and investing. A lot of people think that to be financially independent, you must actually have a lot of money. You must earn a lot. But that is not the point. The truth is, it's not a matter of how much you make, but how much you save. Let me repeat that so you get it. It is not a matter of how much you make, but how much you save. There's this story in that book, the story of John Templeton, a young man who came from humble beginnings and ultimately became a billionaire just by applying the strategy of saving and investing. The main idea in this principle is to save, and from saving you need to invest. I want you to write this down. It's very profound. It's a very profound statement. Wealth eludes most people, not because they make too little money, but because they keep too little. We must ensure that we keep at least a little percentage from our earnings. It's not everything we earn that we must spend. We must cultivate that saving habit. That moves me to the next principle. Become orderly and disciplined in your financial affairs. Indiscipline in your financial affairs will ultimately ruin you. And that's the truth. A lot of people like to purchase things every now and then. There's this new gadget coming out, they purchase it. There's this new car coming out, they purchase it. And there's nothing wrong in getting good things, but you must watch your finance. Does it commensurate with your finances? We must prioritize our needs and wants in retrospect to our finances. In the book, there's a story of Sam Walton. Sam Walton was the founder of Walmart. He made for himself and his family more than $100 billion. And how did he get to this point? All by ensuring that he spends his money frugally. He was frugal in his spending. He was not just getting anything just because he had made more than $100 billion. In the book, he stated that he was actually driving an old Chevy pickup truck and he lived in a 3-bedroom apartment. That's to show you how frugal he is. And like I said earlier, I'm not saying you should not enjoy the good things of life, but you must commensurate it in retrospect to your finances. You must weigh the options. Is it worth it at the long run? Am I incurring bad debts as a result of my spending? There's this profound statement, another profound statement in this principle that I would like you to write down. Money does not always buy quality. The definition of real quality is value for your money. And this is the sweet spot. True value is measured by an item's rate of depreciation. Did you hear that? True value is measured by an item's rate of depreciation. So, prioritize quality over quantity. It's not in buying 10 shoes, but in buying 2 quality shoes. Most men wear black and brown shoes. So if you purchase 2 quality shoes over 10 cheap shoes, that is wisdom. Because at the end of the day, the 10 cheap shoes will not offer quality, will not offer value for your money. But the 2 quality shoes will offer all of that. Principle 3. Work hard to achieve your goals. Your work ethic matters a lot. You must work hard to actually achieve your goals. Nothing is put at your feet for free. Success is not just something that happens. It's a result of hard work over time coupled with a single-minded sense of purpose. You must be focused. You must apply yourself vigorously with a sense of purpose. Stop dabbling here and there. This business is the one raining now, you jump into it. There's this shoe business going on now, you jump into it. Oh, it's door that is selling now, you jump into it. Oh, it's the makeup business that is blooming now, I jump into it. Oh no, it's no longer the makeup business, it's now the fashion business, you jump into it. No. Develop yourself in one aspect. And I'm not saying you should not have multiple streams of income, but there should be one you prioritize. Most importantly, that you give your attention and devotion to. And that thing is to avoid idleness. The scripture says, an idle hand is the devil's workshop. You must ensure that you are not idle at any point in time. Ensure that you are working. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it well. And use your time wisely. Use your time wisely. That takes me to my next point. Get out of bad debt. And when I mean debt, I mean DEBT, debt. The definition of debt here, or the idea of debt here, it says debt is simply a way to make someone else rich. But the truth is, not all debt is bad. Sometimes you incur loan to actually take on projects. Maybe for a house, to build a house, to expand your business. But you must systemize it to ensure that you are able to pay back that loan. Now, what is bad debt? Bad debt is any loan that over time makes you poorer instead of richer. How do you get out of debt? 1. You must earn more than you spend. You must earn more than you spend. Have a means of income where money is generated. Either it's a business, either it's a career. Ensure that you earn more than you spend. Number 2, or point 2 rather, put together a reasonable schedule for paying off the debt. Remember, we are discussing how to get out of debt. Put together a reasonable schedule for paying off the debt. Probably from your income, set apart a certain percentage. Apart from saving, after you've saved, remove a certain percentage to ensure that the debt is paid. You save that percentage over time and you repay your debt. Point 3, keep track of all your expenses, no matter how small. Now, I'll tell you a personal story. Far back in school, I always keep track of my spending. I always have an Excel spreadsheet where I record my daily expenses. I have for each month, for the month of January, for February, and all of that. I'll record all of my expenses, and at the month, I'll be able to realize or find out how much I've spent, how much I've saved, and how much goes into, some purposes which I will not disclose. Point 4. Refuse any goods or service that you cannot pay for in cash right away. This ensures discipline. Anything that you cannot afford at that point in time, ensure that you do not get it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. You can survive without getting it. That takes me to principle 5. Build a solid financial foundation. Get knowledge. I cannot overemphasize getting knowledge. Get knowledge. You need financial knowledge. Just the way we go to school to get a degree in a particular profession, so as to be a professional in that particular career or field. It's the same way you invest your knowledge in financial text, in books, in courses, in videos, or rather Partner with someone that is vast in that knowledge, in financial knowledge, and tap from him or her. That moves me to principle 6. Position yourself on the right side of compounding. This principle states that you should save at least 10% of what comes in consistently over a period. You could invest in mutual fund, you could invest in ETFs, and ETF stands for exchange traded fund. Experts like Warren Buffett have actually acknowledged the authenticity of ETFs. What are ETFs? ETFs is a type of pooled investment. It's a type of pooled investment security that operates much like a mutual fund. Let me explain to you in lay terms. So, for example, take a basket, a container. Now, put in stocks, put in bonds, put in commodities, a mix of all of these things. And you take your money and you invest certain percentages in each of these securities in that basket. So that's what ETFs are. You are investing certain percentages of your money in a pool of different securities. I'm sure you got that. And you can buy or sell these securities through a brokerage firm or on a stock exchange. So get knowledge and ensure that you save so as to compound your investment. Now that takes me to the seventh principle. Maintain a long-term perspective. Develop a strong sense of purpose towards achieving your investment goals. Don't be short-sighted. Have a long-term goal. Have a long-term perspective towards your financial resources. There's this story of the Chinese bamboo. I don't know if you've heard of it before, but I'm going to tell you the story. The Chinese bamboo, in the first 4 years of planting, there's no visible sign of activity or growth. Imagine planting, watering, tending, and taking care of a particular plant or a field of plants for 4 years without showing any visible growth. Do you know how mental draining it is? But in the 5th year, there's a miracle. It experiences growth, and the growth is so sporadic that in 6 weeks, the Chinese bamboo tree grows about 80 feet into the sky. In just 6 weeks. So there's a process. It might look as if your compounding, your saving is not worth it, but over time, you thank yourself that you actually took that step. Now, in this video, we'll actually take just 8 points to ensure that the video is not too long. I'll stop at the 8th principle and we'll take it on in the next video. So watch out for the next video. The principle 8, diversify your assets overseas. Diversify your assets overseas. I know this might be strange to you, but there's something called offshore bank accounts, and some people that are vast in finances or know about accounts might be aware of this. Offshore bank accounts. The first time I heard of offshore bank accounts, I was startled because I thought offshore bank accounts are for international drug barons, for money launderers, for people that just want to siphon money. But I was wrong. At least I was kind of wrong. The offshore bank account provides quick, inexpensive access to foreign investment opportunities and other benefits. The offshore bank account is just having an account in a different country. And I'll tell you the benefits of offshore bank accounts. One is they allow you to invest in foreign stocks and mutual funds that are not registered with local agencies. So investments that are not available in your banks normally, that are not made public to the to clients, will actually be given to you as a result of your offshore account. Because anybody that has an offshore account is well to do, has a good amount of money. Then another point is higher interest rates. Don't forget, we are looking at the benefits of offshore accounts. Higher interest rates, and then accounts denominated in different currencies. And the last point, greater measure of safety. Your money is well secured. Your money is private. It's not known to the public. That's when you know that, yes, I have money. So we've looked at 8 principles, and I trust that you will make use of these principles to shape your financial life. The book Traditions of Wealth is a book that is filled with wisdom, filled with a lot of financial nuggets. And in the next video, I'll be revealing the next 8 nuggets, and I want you to like this video so other people get to see it. I also want you to subscribe so that when the new video, the part 2 of this video comes out, you get a notification. I'm so glad that we did this together. I appreciate you. I thank you very much for paying attention. I do not take it for granted. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful